Are we live? Is I'm the Chris Dumb One TV live? We gotta be live. What's up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am Brock with another video. Can you do your boy a favor? Can you do your boy a solid? Please, would you hit the subscription bell so you'll know my next video? Oh my God. Hit the subscription tab. And while you're over there, mosey on down to the notification bell so it'll let you know when my next live stream or video goes down. All right. Without further ado, I want to do a quick live stream about this. And I discussed this at nausea on my podcast as well as my secondary channel on YouTube. And it's about a tell-all book that Scottie Pippen is going to release out to all of us very, very soon. And in this tell-all book, there have already been stuff that has been leaked that's going to be in the book, talking about how Scottie Pippen was the true leader. He hated to be called a sidekick when comparing alongside Michael Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan, Jesus in tennis shoes. You know, that individual, same individual that was part of the Bulls dynasty that won 6 NBA titles. 2 of those stints were back to back to back. And no one has done that ever since then. All right. Now, there have been, teams that have tried. Some teams have went back to back. But, teams nowadays, particularly in the last 10 years, they don't go back to back to back or even back to back. All right. But no tipping Pippen, tripping Pippen is going to release this tell-all book. And I feel like the reason why he's doing this is because a lot of backlash from the Last Dance documentary. It did not portray, that documentary did not portray Scottie Pippen in the best light. Scottie Pippen, I'm gonna give Scottie Pippen his props, man. Scottie Pippen is one of the 50 greatest NBA players. All right. I'm going to give Scottie Pippen some more flowers, okay? Scottie Pippen was part of the Bulls dynasty that, like I said before, won 6 titles, all right? He played alongside an icon such as Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen has several individual stats in the NBA record book, okay? So Scottie Pippen has done his thing, okay, in his illustrious NBA career. But with all that being said, and I hope my Scottie Pippen does not take this offensive, but Scottie Pippen, if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, you wouldn't be the player that you are today. All right. And I know a lot of people are going to trip and flip and flip the script and things of that nature. But I have receipts. I have examples. One of the examples is when Michael Jordan went on his hiatus to become a baseball player, becoming a baseball player, got tired of I wouldn't say got tired of playing basketball, but he had other dreams he wanted to accomplish. And one of those dreams was becoming a professional Major League Baseball player. Okay? Which, cool. Oh, I forgot something. I don't know why I do this. Okay? Anywho, yeah, so Michael Jordan, he have done a lot of, Scottie Pippen, when Michael Jordan went on his hiatus, okay, Scottie Pippen had with the Bulls had an incredible year that year. They won 55 games. They were in the playoffs, got deep in the playoffs. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. If Scottie Pippen would have gotten to the NBA Finals that year without Jordan, then he may have some valid points, particularly with this book, pertaining to this book. But when they got beat against the New York Knicks, and that was the same game, the same Scottie Pippen had a headache, had migraines, and exit stage left and sat on the bench. A lot of people also said in that particular series, Phil Jackson drew a play up for Tony Kukoc. Scottie Pippen did not approve of it. He thought he should have gotten the last shot. And that's when the mysterious, he had a headache, a head cold, a sinus infection, whatever y'all want to say, migraines, and he sat out that play. If he would have gotten if that Chicago Bull team with Scottie Pippen would have made it to just the NBA Finals, even if they would have lost in the NBA Finals, just made it to the NBA Finals, okay, we'll be having a different discussion. But we're not. I got another example. When they broke up the Bulls dynasty, Scottie Pippen played alongside Akeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley. Now, I will say this. Those players were beyond their prime, were past their prime. I think Scottie Pippen had a couple of more years of prime, but he couldn't take the Houston Rockets with two Hall of Famers to the promised land. Then Scottie Pippen went to the Portland Trail Blazers, aka the Jail Blazers, a lot of people like to call them. They had Bonzi Wells. They had Rasheed Wallace. They had talent on that squad, okay? And at that time, Scottie Pippen, he was a little bit older, a little bit out of his prime, but he couldn't even get that team past the LA Lakers. And they had the LA Lakers down in a particular series, down 15 points, I believe. And at that time, and at that moment of time, if you got a team down by 10 or 15 points, you might as well say you won the game. It's not like today's basketball where a 10-point deficit is really not no deficit in today's basketball, okay? But he had an opportunity to show the world that he, we should respect him like the greats, all right? And he had a lot of talent on that Portland team, but he could not get that team to the promised land, all right? And that's what I'm saying. As far as you being a leader, I felt like Scottie Pippen, he was an average player when he was drafted. Well, he was drafted by the Supersonics, and then I believe the Bulls somehow got him or got the rights to pick him in the draft. Scottie Pippen was an average player, but when he started gravitating, started following, particularly picking up habits from Michael Jordan through practice, and Michael Jordan practices are notorious, okay? He would really pounce on anyone if he smelled a sense of weakness, or that particular player did not prepare themselves for the next game. And a lot of people say Michael Jordan's tactics were rough on a lot of people. Veteran players can probably stomach it, and just deal with it. But when you're talking about younger players, which when Michael Jordan went to the Wizards, players such as Kwame Brown, Jerry Stackhouse, they couldn't gravitate to it. Okay. All right. And it doesn't mean that they're weak or anything. It's just the simple fact that they were rookies. Okay. And you have to, there's different ways, there's different ways to motivate people. Okay. But Jordan only knew one way and one way only to get his results. And you can't knock the brother, because if it was that bad, they wouldn't have won 6 titles. Okay. So Scottie Pippen, but back on Scottie Pippen, I got love for Scottie Pippen. I have no issues with Scottie Pippen, but I don't think that Bulls dynasty, he was the alpha of those championship teams. All right. I'm pretty sure Scottie Pippen's going to get upset with what I'm saying, or Scottie Pippen fans are going to get upset with what I just got through saying. But it's the honest to God truth. Scottie Pippen wasn't the alpha of those Bulls teams. All right. But I felt like Scottie Pippen's talent and his skill fits perfectly with what the scheme the Chicago Bulls dynasty teams ran, the triangle offense, Phil Jackson, and he complemented Michael Jordan. All right. And I felt like during practice, in practice sessions, the more time he spent with Michael Jordan, the better Scottie Pippen was. All right. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, okay, what did Michael Jordan do without the services of Scottie Pippen? All right. He went to the Washington Wizards. He couldn't even get the Washington Wizards, into the championships if he's so much of a good player. And to that, I say this. People seem to forget Michael Jordan was retired from basketball. He took 2 years away from professional basketball. And the only reason why he went back to professional basketball to play for the Washington Wizards is he wanted ownership. And he wanted to be part owner or full-time owner of the Washington Wizards. All right. Abe Polian and Michael Jordan had a deal. But after Abe Polian saw Michael Jordan up close and how he handled developmental players, younger players, and people in the organization, Abe Polian was not having it, and they parted ways. And that was the only reason why Michael Jordan played. Michael Jordan played for the Washington Wizards because he wanted to become an owner. Even when he got it was before they were the Charlotte Hornets, they were the Charlotte Bobcats. And there was a point of time that he was going to come out of retirement then when he was part owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. And he was part owner to another guy, and I forgot his name. He used to run BET. And then he used to run BET, and he was part owner with Michael Jordan. And then he just went on, and later on, he just sold his ownership rights to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is numero uno. He's the #1 guy for the Charlotte Hornets. Okay. So, I could understand why Scottie Pippen feels this way, but I just don't feel that Scottie Pippen was the alpha of those Bulls dynasties. Okay, I don't think he was the true leader of any of those Bulls dynasties. All right, I felt like it was the Michael Jordan aura that was the true leader of those Bulls dynasties, and the wrath of Michael Jordan. Some players feared that. Some players loved that. Some players respect that. Some players did not respect that. And it is what it is. But this tell-all book to me is personally, my opinion, is just a cash grab. at the end of the day, it's probably going to sell. He's probably going to sell a lot of books, but true basketball aficionados, people that that understands the game, understands the culture, understands the history, is going to bypass this book, and it's just going to be a version of Scottie Pippen's vision of his truth, but it's not going to be the actual truth, because anybody with two dead brain cells would know that Michael Jordan was the alpha and the omega of the Bulls dynasties. Everything ran through Michael Jordan. Now, the only reason why Michael Jordan didn't good morning. The only reason why Michael Jordan didn't run over the organization, because of the people that were a part of the organization, and he had a beef between management and ownership, and the owner, and it was like a toxic relationship, but it was a toxic relationship that worked. Okay. But if he would have had his way, there was a whole lot of things Michael Jordan wanted to do. At one point of time, he wanted to trade for one point of time, and it was a power forward. Oh, he wanted Chris Webber, and at that time, Chris Webber, I forgot what team Chris Webber was on, but he wanted Chris Webber. He felt like Chris Webber would have contributed to the Chicago Bulls. There was a lot of things Michael Jordan wanted, a lot of players he wanted, a lot of different systems he wanted to play in, but the organization was solid and they wasn't having it, and Phil Jackson wasn't having it. And, even though he couldn't get his way on that, and luckily he didn't, because if you look at Michael Jordan today, even though he was a phenomenal, great basketball player, he was Jesus in basketball shoes. As far as an owner, Skip Bayless and other people say he's a terrible owner. And I forgot the former Clippers owner. I feel like the one that was racist, I forgot his name. I felt like he was the worst owner. I feel like the New York Knicks ownership, particularly the past 10 years, has been worse. Okay, even though they went to the playoffs this year, there are a lot of owners in the NBA that I feel like that deserves that achievement more so than Michael Jordan. I feel like Michael Jordan, I feel like as far as picking players, developing players, I don't think Michael Jordan should be in those realms. Okay, I think he should hire people that are more qualified, more patient, that could figure out which players to get. I don't think he really has an eye for talent. I really believe that Michael Jordan feels like every player should be like him. Okay, if you got some type of talent, then you should be like Michael Jordan. Okay, and it doesn't work that way. Even Magic Johnson had to figure that out when he was coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And it was a season where he didn't even finish the season. He just quit midway through. Because he realized real fast and real quick, being a coach is different from being a player. Okay. But that's all I got for today's live stream. I really do appreciate the people that did come. I appreciate the people that's going to watch the re-air of this. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm Chris the Don One. I'm up out of here. Deuces, people. Deuces.